What's going
Man,
on?
I was starting to get stressed out, man. I was like, "Golly, we're never gonna figure this out." All right, now I'm gonna see if I can get this pulled up on my computer too, so I can read the chat a little bit better. What's up, Stephanie? What's up, 12AB17? We had like 60 people in here before I canceled out that last window, so now we got like two people in here. Hopefully, people will find this. 'Cause I did. All right.
Doing? It's always good to see you. You've been like you're an OG to the channel. Stephanie's been here for a long time, man. Appreciate that. You know.
Hopefully.
What's going on,
All right.
guys? Good to have everybody here.
See if it'll happen. It's probably gonna make some kind of like a reverb or something by doing this. Okay, I can see the chat really good. All right, turn the volume on my computer off. All right, sweet. All right, now I've got the chat pulled up. We are good to go. All right, who we got here right now? We got at Woohoo for you. We got Janine out of the dark sobriety. What's up? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys. We are finally up. It took us a while. We've been trying to figure out how to do this all morning, but it looks like we have finally got this all straightened out. So we'll definitely be able to do this more often.
Guys, what's up? Out of the dark sobriety. How are you doing, brother? You need to make a new YouTube video, man. What's up, Daffy?
All right, we're starting to get some people in here now. We're at 34. Well, I guess let's just chat, man. What's been going on with you, dude?
You know, going to AA, staying busy, man. Making YouTube videos, doing stuff to keep me sober. You know how it goes, man. It's still a struggle from time to time, of course. Every day is a struggle, but it's been good, man. Overall, it's been good.
It's time that I wouldn't even think about drinking anymore, but that is not the case, not by any means. What's up, the Cossack? What's up, Amy? What's up, Jan Jan? Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, hit that like button. Y'all give us some love today. We've done a lot of work to get this going today.
For sure, by all means, go ahead and ask away.
Happy Saturday to you too, man. Your house.
It's my usual spot, man. You never know where I might be, right?
Not the heart button, the like button. Thank you, Jamie. Looks like when one of you speaks, the other camera freezes or lags. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. We're just gonna have to deal with these little issues this first go round. I'm sure we'll work out all the kinks after this.
For LD, I can't thank you enough for your daily videos. Both of you, I can relate to a lot. Appreciate that, man. I can relate to your videos too, LD. He makes videos if you didn't know, man.
Stephanie said, nice thing about being sober is not sleeping in later, waking up at like 4 a.m. Man, I don't miss that at all.
Non-existent. I didn't have a sleep schedule when I was drinking. I couldn't tell if it was 3 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon half the time.
like crap. I've got the shakes, so might as well go ahead and mix up a drink right now.
To bother you at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Alone watching YouTube, and do you catch that really nice middle of the night buzz and then go back to sleep? I used to look forward to that. Yep. It's good to see you too, Connie. Armand said it's like you share the same network. Peeps, love you too, my friend. Oh, the
Sure, man.
wasted drunk, and you fall asleep at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you wake back up at like 7. But it's like right at that time of year, like right now, where at 7 o'clock at night, it looks like it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Have you ever done that where you felt you got day drunk and then woke up at like 7 p.m. and you're like, oh, I gotta get ready for work?
Know that you don't know if the sun's coming up or if the sun's going down. And it's like when you look at the time and you realize what time it is, it's a weird feeling, man. It trips you out.
It's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm about to go to work. She said, it's 7 o'clock at night. I had no idea.
It's great to see you here, man.
XX Aztec said, hey guys, 6 days sober today, not much feel. That's awesome. Congratulations on 6 days. 4 a.m. and wandering around the Philippines. Yeah, for real.
Or 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. so you can go in and be the first customer. And the liquor store clerk or the person working at the gas station already knows you. They're like, oh great, it's this guy again. Again, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Months. That is so awesome, Connie. Congratulations. Amy said she doesn't know Slayer's story. Can we hear it briefly? Can you tell your story? Hey, Jason. I'm sorry, man. We're just having some issues on this, so it's our first time doing it. I don't know what's going on. If it's freezing up, I apologize. It's just this is what we've got today. What's up, Vincent? How do you both? Mark my dog, listening to you guys. I've been following you for a long time. 2 days sober here, already feeling better. Congratulations. Olive said February 24th was a year for me. Wow, congratulations. Hey, you want to tell like your story briefly about what how you ended up here?
My alcoholism story, or how I ended up here on YouTube. Well, I mean, to sum it up, I mean, I started drinking like when I was like 15, but I got drunk for the first time when I was 18. Grew up around alcoholics, fell into alcoholism. I was probably full blown alcoholic by the time I was like 20 or 21. And I'm in my late 20s now and trying to get sober for the last couple years. And yeah, man, it's been hell. I've been through the ringer. I've dealt with the law. I've been to detox. I've been to rehab. I've been homeless at one point. I've been through the whole 9 yards. Just to kind of quickly, very briefly. Yeah, man. Very- I got kicked out and I didn't really have anywhere to stay. So I slept on a bench outside of this church. It was like in this field. I slept on a bench for a couple days, and then I ended up going and staying with my ex. From that point forward, that was crazy, man. No, I was actually withdrawing. I was going through alcohol withdrawal on a bench. Yeah, all alone. It was cold out, man. This is why you don't drink alcohol, right? These are the roads that it takes you down. Hilly says, thanks guys on day 3, getting 1 to 2 hours of sleep, then waking, then taking nitrazepam to help me sleep some. It's 4 a.m. Keep going, bro. Keep pushing forward.
I believe vaping or smoking would help keep your mouth drink. No, nothing at all.
Congratulations, David.
And sorry to hear about the ascites, Jason. I know exactly what that's like. Progress versus time. Hello from Greece, boys. Happy sober weekend. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Progress versus time.
Less harmful. It can be for some people, for sure. We can be addictive, 100%. Glad to see you well, Slayer. Thank you, Funky. Oh, it's been a roller coaster, man.
Funky Seven. Glad to see you well, Slayer. Sure, it's not been easy. Armand said, even having frequently sobriety periods is amazing. It is. And the thing, somebody was asking me the other day, do you think like a month of sobriety every year is good for you? And I absolutely believe so. I mean, any amount of time that you're not doing damage to your liver or your pancreas or any of your organs is good for your body. And just getting off of it for, doing like a January, man, is a great thing for your body. And what's really crazy about it is like once you get to that like 2 week mark, you really start to feel a difference in your body. You can tell that your stomach is a lot flatter. It's not so swollen and what do they call it? I'm trying to think of the word, but you just feel lighter on your feet, and you're waking up in the morning not feeling like crap every single day. And once you get to that 30-day mark, I mean, you feel like a different person. And sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm not even going to go back, because you feel so much better. Yeah. Jason said he's looking into getting the tips, but he's afraid because he has AFib. I understand. I completely understand, but the tips help me out tremendously, but it's not for everybody. Mine got occluded after a year and a half, and that was a very expensive surgery and a lot of stuff I went through because of that. So, you know, I would make your decision wisely, after speaking with your doctor. Connie said, you can get addicted to coffee. I'm trying to back off. Yeah, I understand. Termic said, "Is Slayer frozen?" I think what's happening here, and I think this is what YouTube must do, is it freezes the person that's not talking when the other one's talking. It must do that automatically or something. I can see you right now because you and I are live completely fine, but on the screen on my computer, it's freezing up the other person. So this must be a YouTube thing, guys. I apologize. I didn't know it was really going to do this. John Nader said, "I'm taking the Vivitrol shot." I've heard really good things about that Vivitrol shot. Single father. I haven't been back to the doctor in 2 years since he told me I have ALD and cirrhosis. 2 years sober, scared of the doctor. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, but congratulations on 2 years. Yeah, absolutely, Janine. Elijah said I used to get into the habit of drying out for 3, 4 days, and since my body felt so great, I'd have a drink and then be crippled for another. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Out of the Dark said, "One of the greatest mysteries is how we know the pain drinking brings and how good we feel sober. Yet for me at least, I still turn back in that pain and darkness." Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You know what's going to happen when you drink, but the power alcohol is so powerful, you go right back to it. You want to read Jake's comment here?
Um, I would just say be there for him, be patient with him, try to be understanding of his situation and where he just came from. I mean, he just came from basically hell on earth, right? Um, and yeah, just be there for him, right? Yeah, talk with him and be understanding. That's really what an alcoholic or an addict needs. Yeah.
Transportation is going to be an issue right now. Do everything you can to help him get back and forth to his classes and stuff like that, and everything that he needs in order to get sober. Carly said, "Hi, LD and Slayer. I definitely would have been in the freezer grabbing vodka right now if it wasn't sober. Coming up 2 years, May 19th, 2024. Thank God." Absolutely, Carly. Congratulations on 2 years. Yeah. Hey, you want to do it like this, man? You want to like just read? I'll read a comment, and you read a comment, and we'll just go down the line like that. With it.
Oh, good to see you too, man. Maxine said, "Hi guys, my two favorite people from Australia." It's awesome that you're watching from Australia, Maxine. That still trips me out to hear people are watching from overseas. So yeah, thank you. Connie says, "The just don't buy it method strangely worked for me this go around." 100%.
I know naltrexone has helped a lot of people. I think it's a great thing to go to your doctor and ask them about and give it a shot. It might really work for you. So I think give it a shot if you haven't tried it. Talk to your doctor.
A happy sober day. Thank you, Trinka. Same goes to you.
Jake, you want to read that one?
He's been a missing piece in the family for too long. Yeah, Jake, man, I wish you nothing but the best with that, brother, and keep us updated, man. It's like LD said, man, be there for him, give him rides to meetings and stuff, and yeah, man, I wish him nothing but the best. Hot Penny said, "Hi, kids." Stephanie Lake said, "I can feel spring coming. I'm so glad." Yeah, me too. Me as well. Um, All right, man. Vincent said, "Would you say booze was definitely the solution to some issue, but not the real problem, although it makes everything worse after feeling good for a few hours?" Yeah, in the beginning, Vincent, the booze was the medicine, right? It really was. It was the answer to all of my problems in the beginning. And then it became the sole source of all of my problems later on in my alcoholism.
So if we're stressed out, if we're having a bad day, if we're in a fight with our wife or whatever, we use alcohol. Let's see here. Trying to find out where we are here. Okay. Australia here, two boys. What's up, Hilly Hilly? And Connie said, "I did the math and $30 a day would have spent $11,500." Wow.
David, to it's supposed to help with cravings, and also if you drink on it, it's supposed to not do anything. Um, so yeah, it can help you stay sober.
Drink, you don't feel anything?
Can like get alcohol poisoning, so you have to be careful with that.
boost, and the shot really helped me. That's awesome, man. Absolutely. Connie said, in a year. Stevius J said, even though naltrexone didn't do much for me, it's something I think everyone should check out. Yeah, absolutely. It's just another tool in the toolkit.
So this is my opinion on that stuff, man. I mean, it's an individual type thing, right? Everybody's different, but I also am of the mindset that, like, you got to do whatever you got to do to save your life. So if that's if that's going to help you save your life in the end right now, I'm not hating on
Route is different for each individual. Trinka12 said, look at both of you looking so good. It's spring weather in Belgium too. Thank you so much, Trinka. That's awesome. Thank you for being here. Okay, that works. All right, I'll keep going here. Uh, Trying to figure out where we were just at. Small Town Sober said, just want to thank you both. Wouldn't be here today if without you. 521 days sober after 25 years of heavy usage and almost failed marriage. Also, you're without any fast food. You guys rock. That is awesome, man. And we got Olivia Johnson said, hey guys. Thank you, Olivia. Carly, have you guys ever met face to face? No, we haven't, but we're talking about meeting up sometime and hanging out together. Trinka said, I'm from Belgium, is a country of strong beer. I'm now 7 months sober. Congratulations on 7 months, Trinka. That is so awesome. And Janine said, I'd like to hear about what everyone does for fun and hobbies. I've talked about, I do like a lot of stuff outside, plants, gardening, YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I make knives, tinker around. I make a lot of stuff, fix a lot of stuff too. How about you, Slayer?
Uh, I mean, there's so many different things. I like longboarding. I've been getting back into that. That's something I used to do when I was younger. Um, MS says, "Did you hear the last Megadeth Slayer opinion?" Do you mean like the last Megadeth album? I did not. Did you hear the last Megadeth album, LD? When was that? Was that recent?
And all this crazy stuff and like all this satanic stuff that goes on in the music industry. It was crazy, man. Like a very interesting interview to watch. The lead singer of Megadeth. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know you went on Joe Rogan. You want to read that the next few comments? Yeah.
My doctor diagnosed me with fatty liver. I'm really sorry to hear that, C Breezy. LD, do you have any advice for him, man?
Carbs, don't drink soda, don't eat sugar, eat a very clean diet, high protein, lean proteins, low fat, vegetables, fiber, just try to be as healthy as you possibly can. Exercise, get out in the sun, drink water, drink coffee is great for your liver. Doing all these things is definitely going to help, to restore your liver. And the thing is that fatty liver can be completely reversed. But right now you're at that point, at the crossroads. You can go right or left. And if you go the route of stopping drinking, staying sober, eating properly, and all these things, you might be able to reverse it. It's not going to happen overnight, but you absolutely can turn that around. And I definitely would. I'm glad that you went to the doctor and got diagnosed. I'm sorry that you have fatty liver, but at least now you know. And you could do something about it and turn it completely around. So that's a really good thing.
Hopefully we can get that fixed. Hot Penny says going strong today. Daffy says I forget what it's called, but there's a medicine you can take that when even a sip of alcohol enters your system, you will throw up everywhere and feel extremely sick. That's Anabuse, Daffy. That's Anabuse is what you're thinking of. Trinka says me too. Hot Penny, one day at a time. LD, you want to take the next few? Uh, should be at Hill again. Yeah.
It saves a lot of people's lives. Yeah, SSRIs are good for a lot of people. Thank you for adding that. No beer, no fear. Do you guys still suffer from liver pain or other pains on a daily basis? Yes, I do. How about you?
Like my body hurts all the time. I feel aged, and I know it's probably from a decade of hard liquor, right?
I've been watching older episodes of Intervention. I wish they'd make a show about the physical effects of what alcohol does to the body, the aftermath. I think it would scare people sober instead. Yeah, that's a good idea. Olivia said, watching you two has really helped me keep perspective with my alcoholic spouse. He's now 35 days sober and it's been a long road. Congratulations to your spouse on 35 days. That is awesome. Uh, Connie said, being called an alcoholic loser motivated me finally enough to quit. This particular person has lots of money. LOL. May sound shallow, but it worked. Hey, whatever worked, that is awesome. You want to go right there with Vincent?
On one paid consultations, I was taught thinking about seeing a therapist, but talking to someone you've been following sounds better.
Time. My email is in every single description box in every video. It's my Yahoo, my Ymail email. I know that's crazy, but I just created one because I didn't want my other email attached. I was getting emails through there, but anyway, send me an email and I'll figure out how to contact you and we can go from there. But yeah, I definitely will talk to you, Vincent.
you want to if you want to get a hold of me privately on Instagram, man, and give me a call sometime, I would happily talk to you. Out of the dark sobriety says I know both of you have a lot of experience with relapse. What would you say is the number one reason you would relapse? Uh, Fear, I guess, for me, probably fear of the unknown. Fear, just some sort of fear, you know. For me, a lot of the times, or self sabotage, right? I mean, we can find any excuse under the sun. How about you, man?
As soon as I have a stressful situation, is that I want to drink, and yeah, I've had a couple of really stressful situations here recently that the very first thing that came to my mind when I thought about drinking was, I mean, when that happened was, I want to have a drink.
and you think that drinking that drink is gonna give you that feeling that you're looking for, and it doesn't. Rogue Hero says, "Okay, so I'm good at not drinking during the daytime, but as soon as nighttime hits, it's crazy hard for me not to drink. What is everyone doing to help with this?" So, didn't you drink super heavy at night, LD? You want to take that question?
Could be, watching YouTube videos. It could be watching movies. It could be going to the bowling alley or the movie theater or going hanging out with friends or going for a walk or whatever. But finding something that's going to occupy your time at night is very, very important if you're having a hard problem with that. Just finding a way to stay as busy as you possibly can, I think, is probably the best thing for that. I'll go ahead and read from here. Stephanie said, I just got diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. It's genetic. I'm so sorry, Stephanie. Tracy said, hey guys, I started watching both of you when I wanted to get sober. Took me a bit, but I'm 60 days sober today. Congratulations. Demina said, is fatty liver disease a death sentence? No, it is not. You can turn it around. Hot Penny said, black coffee, no more than half and half. Yeah, just black coffee is what you want to drink for your liver. Dead in the Water said no fatty liver is in most humans. 1 out of 3 Americans have fatty liver right now. 1 out of 3. Or is it 2 out of 3? It might be 2 out of 3. It's a very, very, very high number. I think it's 1 out of every 3 Americans has fatty liver disease right now as we speak. Armand said only if it progresses to cirrhosis. Lord of the Edge Lords. Oh, he's talking to Armand. Demina said, how does someone even catch fatty liver? You get it but because of excessive alcohol consumption, overconsumption of carbohydrates, sugars, and things like that. Your liver starts to store the fat in the liver. And there's also a lot of from the over consumption of alcohol, it starts to damage the liver, it starts to store fat. There's a lot of reasons that it happens. Tracy Lee said, I had many false starts, but it's sticking now. Praise the Lord. That's awesome. The Cossack said, fatty liver is reversible. Cirrhosis can only be stopped from continuing. Absolutely. Fibrosis is reversible. Yep. All right. Stephanie said, my mom's done great with those shots to help you stop drinking. She's been sober almost a year. Congratulations to your mom. And Demina said, can certain medications cause fatty liver? Yes, medications can, as a matter of fact. Stuff like acetaminophen, Tylenol, things like that, it can do it. You want to go from there, man?
Body is healed from the poison. Yeah, it can take up to 2 years for some people to get over the post-acute alcohol withdrawal. 12AB17 says, this is a question for you, man. He says, liver disease, when you quit alcohol, what were your withdrawals?
Loss of appetite, complete loss of appetite, diarrhea, sleepless nights, couldn't sleep, RLS really bad, restless leg syndrome all the time. Constant, like I couldn't sit still. Just a feeling of you just cannot get comfortable with anything. I think that's really what it was like. Um, yeah.
Oh yeah, and we all have done that before, right? Oh, this time it will be different. I'm just gonna get a six pack, and I swear to God, I'm gonna cut it off after the six pack. We drink the six pack, and within an hour, there we are back at the liquor store, getting a whole bottle of liquor, and everything that we said went right out the window. We have zero self control when it comes to drinking. Um, Hot Penny says horror films and good snacks. Trinket says Thursday I had to attend a funeral. The urge to drink was back, but I stayed sober. I came home and cried my eyes out. It's so important to let your feelings out. That's huge that you stayed sober, Trinka. Congratulations. Cal says it's great to see you two live. I read somewhere that Ireland is going to introduce mandatory health warning labels on all alcohol, including beer. What are your thoughts on that? I think that that's a fantastic idea. I think that they should have already done that a long time ago. I mean, in my opinion, they should have a giant skull and crossbones on it, right? And just say that this is straight poison. What do you think about that, man? Exactly. Uh, Anto Rose says, "Hi guys, how you doing? I'm Anton from England. I've 22 months sober. I've got a sweet tooth like crazy. How was it for both of you when you stopped? Any tips on what to eat other than sweets that's healthy?" Yeah, I mean that sweet tooth is super. It's real. For me, what helps is that I just eat fruit, right? Like try to eat healthy sugars, right, instead of unhealthy sugars. Dead in the winter, I can understand. TJ says, "Hey guys, thanks for all you do. LD, you gave me some advice about getting a dog in your last live, and I just got one. It's been great. 90 days sober in this week." Yeah, that's really awesome, man. Uh, Want to take the next few?
It's got to do something with liver disease, but I'm not really sure. But I do. I have a lot of problems where I try to swallow and I just cannot swallow. And the food will get like stuck in my throat and I've got to like, grab a drink to swallow it down. Birdie Bassett said, I've had just I've had abnormal liver function blood tests. Does that mean cirrhosis? No, it does not. You speak to your doctor about that so you can find out exactly what's going on. LD, what were your withdrawals when you quit alcohol? Already went over that just a minute ago. David said you can get fatty liver cirrhosis without even drinking alcohol. Diet high in sugar, too many carbs, seed oils, terrible for liver. Absolutely. Hot Penny said I've thrown time away for an hour of relief. It's waking up a demon. You're absolutely right. Healing is so worth it. Absolutely, Stephanie. Armand said, but LD doesn't have a death sentence, and he proves it every day. Absolutely. Dead in the water said, I get bad headaches from quitting alcohol. That's it. Yeah, I get headaches as well. You want to read Tracy's?
You guys now to keep it up. Thank you, Tracy. Trinka, it will get better. Hilly says, "What are the injections for alcoholics? Is that Vivitrol?" Elijah says, "Am I going to get bouts of intense stomach pain for 2 to 3 days the rest of my life now? It's horrible. I don't know what I do wrong, but it's horrible." I'm not. I would definitely go see a doctor, Elijah, and have a doctor check you out, man. Maybe you could have an ulcer or something, brother. Hot Penny says one drink changes the thinking. Absolutely, one drink, and we get that euphoria. Me and LD were just talking about this, man. We get that euphoria after that one drink, and we just want to stay that way. Once we get the euphoria, we just want to stay that way, and it's not realistic. Studio says, "Hey guys, YouTube let me know y'all were live listening while getting an early start spring cleaning this Saturday morning." That's awesome. That's awesome. Hilly says, "I drive DoorDash to keep me busy. I earn money and can't drink because I'm driving." Nice. Dead in the Winter says, "It's easy for me to quit, but it's also easy for me to justify to drink. Thank God my blood work is good." Oh, 100%. You want to read the next few, man?
My snack was drinking the beer. Jay Prox said, hi, what's up, Jay Prox? Birdie Bassett said I have fatty liver, but said abnormal liver function blood test. Does that mean cirrhosis? No, it does not. JProx, someone can have normal liver functions and have cirrhosis on the other way around. Very true. Absolutely. Because when I go have blood work, sometimes everything looks fine, and I have cirrhosis. It just depends on what's going on at the moment. I've had moments where my MELD score was like in the 30s, and I've had it in the 20s and in the teens, and now where I'm at, the last time I had a MELD, I was a 7, and I had cirrhosis of the liver. So just basing it off of blood work doesn't give you a full look at what's going on with somebody's liver. Um, Ryan Smith said, I started doing that when I was drinking. Food would get stuck and I had to cough it up sometimes. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Shannon said, oh, hello, y'all. What's up, Shannon? Roswell native said, your buddy's 6 to 12 last drink. I don't understand. Douglas said, what food have you started eating to help detox your liver and other organs? I have been on the same diet now basically for the past couple of years. I do not take anything like dandelion root or any of that kind of stuff, milk thistle or any of that. My doctor told me do not take that stuff. I stick to what my doctor, has talked to me about. I spoke with a nutritionalist. It's basically fresh fruit, organic vegetables, lean proteins. I drink protein shakes, yogurt, stuff like that. But just eating very clean, drinking water and drinking black coffee and exercise. Daffy said, when you would have to hide your alcohol all around, your family doesn't take it from you. I can't believe some of the places I would put my alcohol, lampshades, toilet bowls, you name it. Yeah, me too. I've actually thought about doing a video where I walk around like showing all the places I used to hide stuff. Mike Rue, what's up, Mike Rue? Hey, LD and Slayer, stopping by to say hi. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for coming by, Mike Rue. So good to see you today. Uh, J Proc said I have low liver enzymes all my life. I've been drinking for 25 years. Crazy. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. You want to read Robert?
Saying the amount of money that we save when we quit. The Kozaks, do you guys think some people, depending on their family lineage, are genetically more susceptible to alcohol abuse? Yeah, 100%. I think, right, the natives are, that's like proven, right? That's a proven fact. I think that the natives and isn't is there anybody else like Irish? Do you know?
Certain people genetically are more prone to being alcoholics. And if you look at family lines, for instance, you'll see, the dad, the grandfather, the great grandfather, the great great grandfather, the uncles, everybody's alcoholics, and it just keeps going down the line. Now, is that genetics or is that based on environment? Yeah, that's a hard one to say, but I definitely think the genetics play a huge role. Absolutely. And it's something that I speak with my kids about all the time. As a matter of fact, I was just talking with you on the phone this morning about that I tell my kids all the time that you guys are made for me. You guys came for me, and I am an alcoholic, which means that if you drink, the chances of you being an alcoholic are really, really, really high. So, yeah. What's up, Sodium Lights? Thank you.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Birdie says because of the blood test been referred to a liver specialist, 52 weeks wait. Uh, Melissa says, thanks for your videos. Helps me understand my husband's alcoholism. He's been sober 2 months today. Congratulations. Armin says, you're an inspiration, LD. I am praying I can reach your level of sobriety pretty soon. You want to take the next couple?
Best way. They do a biopsy, they take a look at your liver cells, and they'll know 100% for sure if you have cirrhosis. That is like the standard to find out if you absolutely have cirrhosis, which I've had done. Sammy said, "Yeah, herbs can be hard on the kidney and the liver." Trinka, please, if you get sober, spoil yourself a bit, save or something you want for a while. I saved for a bicycle. Now I bought a new laptop. That's awesome, Trinka. And thank you for sharing that. That's true. You know, and I talk about this a lot. Like somebody was saying earlier, I get, a sweet tooth all the time when I quit. A lot of us get sweet tooth. And, the thing is that don't hold yourself back from everything. Treat yourself every once in a while. Have some ice cream. Have that milkshake that you want. If you've been sober for 2 weeks, you haven't drank, you're doing good, your diet's been doing well, you've been exercising, it's a Friday night and you want to have a drink, but you would rather have a milkshake instead, go get that milkshake. Treat yourself every once in a while. Like she said, save up some money, buy yourself something nice that you didn't spend that money on alcohol with. It's a great way to motivate yourself, I believe. What do you think, Slayer? Robert said, also, when I quit, my stomach healed and my appetite came back. I started spending money on that food. That's awesome, Robert. Hi from Connecticut. What's up, Onell? Hot Penny said, Birdie. Robert said, just pop a seltzer. Cheers, y'all. Absolutely. Erica, hey, LD and Slayer. What's up, Erica? You want to read this next one? Amit?
What was your experience like, man?
Read it.
Says, what's Slayer's YouTube name? It's if you look up Slayer sober, you'll find me, man. Daffy says St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Is that a hard day for you guys? So me personally, not really. Just because when I was drinking every single day was St. Patrick's Day, right? It really wasn't anything special to me. What about you?
Was one of those people that like, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. I need to go party. Every day was a party.
Eating acidic foods makes it even worse, but it's also not good to take baking soda long term. I've dealt with gastritis as well, and it is definitely not fun. Um, Ryan says, "Thank you, LD. You motivate me to stay sober." Rara says, "Still struggling with alcohol, but at the same time doing better, not drinking as much." That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Um, the Mago says, "What do you think of the sheer availability of alcohol? I live in a village in the UK and can buy alcohol between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m. every day, except Sunday from 10 a.m. Only a 5-minute walk away is crazy." Yeah, I mean, the availability is absolutely nuts, man. It is. I can buy it from like 5 a.m. to 1 a.m. here, so it's even worse. You want to take that next one, man?
Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much, Miniature Americana. I really appreciate you saying that, and congratulations on your sobriety of 19 years. That is awesome. Domina says, "Does liver problems cause upper right back pain?" It does. It absolutely does. Right here in your shoulder, you'll start to get this like feels like somebody grabbed your shoulder and just they're pinching it, and it'll be so bad sometimes you get this sharp pain that just shoots right through here. It'll drop you to your knees. And I still get that sometimes. Vincent, this is for Slayer. Go ahead, Slayer. You want to read that?
Why I drink, Vincent. Yeah, man. Fear, anxiety, depression, trauma, the same reasons we all drink, honestly. Um, Connie says I bought myself a ring for 1 year sober date, but I accidentally threw it away, so I'm going to buy a new one today. Sorry to hear that. Hot Penny says, haha, Slayer. Julie says, good morning. Two legends and one live. What a treat. So happy to be 2 years and 4 months sober. So nice, wake up feeling refreshed while sipping coffee instead of full of regret. That's awesome, Jordan. Congratulations and thank you for being Hot Penny. Just don't accidentally throw sober time away. Yeah, exactly. Mike Crew, what I have learned is that most people don't really think that their drinking is a problem. When you plan events to include alcohol, that's a problem. I'm speaking for myself, but I had to reflect. I 100% agree.
In the right shoulder when you get it. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Mike Rue said alcohol is everywhere, even in movie theaters. Yeah, I've got a movie theater right next to me that we go to. We frequent it, and they've got a bar set up in there. You can get liquor, you can get beer, you can get whatever you want. And they've got all the food you want, alcohol you want. I went the last time we went to go see a movie was the gosh, what movie did we go see? The new gosh, what's it called? Avatar. We went and saw the new Avatar movie, and I wanted to get a little snack, and I walked up there, and they were just slinging alcohol. I mean, people were drinking like crazy in the movie theater, and I used to get wasted. I would pregame before we went to go watch a movie, and then when I got to the movie theater, I'd go to the bar and grab 2 drinks, go to sit down, and I would keep getting up throughout the movie and drinking the whole entire time. Yeah, yep, me too. I passed out in the movie theater last time. Trinka said, look for movement or sport you can do is good against depression and you'll get a proper level of dopamine. That is so true, Trinka. Thank you. Ron's mom, hey you guys, great to see you both. Great to see you too, Ron's mom. Thank you for being here. Rashun or Ration, however you pronounce it, Rashun Williams. The older you get, the more your body can't handle alcohol. You're so right. Amit, does the news or current events ever trigger you guys? How do you overcome negativity from current events? I just made a video about this 2 days ago. I try my best to avoid it and not watch the news and not get caught up in all that because it will trigger me.
Gonna happen? Are we gonna be in war soon? You start playing around with those thoughts in your head. It's really easy for us, people who struggle with alcohol to just be like, well, might as well just go get a bottle, right?
To do it just feels empty. Is this part of the journey and does it get better? Anton, I know exactly what you mean. You don't feel like yourself anymore. You feel like a completely different person. It takes time to get used to who you really are and self discovery. It can take longer for each of us. I'm still on the journey. I'm still trying to figure out who I am as a person because for 30 years, I wasn't myself and I was pretending to be someone else when I drank, which was all day, every day. Do you feel the same way?
Drinking and putting on this mask for the last 10 years, right? And I really don't 100% know who I am or what I really like or like, you know what I mean? These are things like you said you're still on the journey, man, and I'm still on the journey for sure myself.
Slayer, you guys are great. I'm so proud of you both. Thank you so much. Boston, hey LD, thanks for your videos. Did you feel any nicotine withdrawals from cigarettes after you got sober? No, not really. I was in the hospital for like 3 weeks. So when I got out, it was just like whatever, really, to be honest with you. Nobody in my family smokes anymore, like anybody. So it's not like there were cigarettes around. So no. Baker, hey LD, thanks for your videos. What just happened? Oh, I just read that one. Hot penny, alcohol, drug, and watch drinkers bristle. Demina, what do I do in order to get a biopsy? My doctor is always ducking a biopsy. I have fatty liver and my labs are always normal, but I want a biopsy to see if it's more than fatty liver. Find another doctor. Go speak with another doctor. Go speak with a liver specialist. Ask your doctor to refer you to a liver specialist that's near to you. Go speak with that liver specialist and request a biopsy from that liver specialist, and I'm sure they'll do it. But your general GP is probably not going to want to do that. Smitty Werben Jagger Meissen said hi. What's up? Mr. Chambers, I know it's a problem for me. All it takes is one, and I'll drink every day for a week, two straight starting at like 8 a.m. I know exactly what you mean. You want to read DRH?
Or pay now or pay later. Yeah, 100%, man. Trinket says, I never forget my withdrawal period. I was so sick and depressed. I never want to go back to that. Yeah, we have to use that as a deterrent, right? To not go back. We have to remind ourselves of those times. Daffy says, laugh aloud during the summer. I passed out drunk in the theater, and the security needed to call the police to get me up. They even took my bag full of beer away. Embarrassing. Yeah, good, man. My last like 4 flights, I've been absolutely wasted. I don't know how. I'm actually scared to fly because I just don't know how to do it sober. Pratt says, "Looking good, Slayer, my man. Thanks, man." Hot Penny says, "Anton did the alcohol." Connie, I'd rather be sober if it happens. Um, Demina says, "Is smoking weed bad for the liver?" I don't think so. Only me OG. What's up, guys? Hoping everybody is doing well. What's up, Only me OG? Uh, Out of the Dark Sobriety says, one thing resonates with me deeply, LD, what your wife said. Can you do anything to change it? If not, don't worry about it.
There's a story that I told on here the other day. Thank you for that, Out of the Dark Sobriety.
At the age I am are so horrendous. I think I'd die, man, if I was 40 going in a hangover. I can only imagine. Vincent says, would you say tapering down from liquor to light beer help you at some point? So yeah, I mean that's a good thing to do for sure, but tapering never ever worked for me. If you can do it.
We don't have any. When we have one drink, we drink 100. And trying to taper or move the beer, you start drinking those beers, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? This is not getting me where I want to go. I'm just gonna go get a pint, and that's all. And then you drink that pint, and then you're back at the liquor store again. If it can work for you, absolutely. But if you don't have the self discipline, I wouldn't try it. It'd be 4 years on May 16th. Hey LD, can you talk about recipes, diet supplements, etc. for helping liver function? I have compensated cirrhosis. I'm trying to find the best way to keep whatever liver function I still have left. Jim, that's a kind of difficult one for me to talk about on a live. How about I just do a video on this tomorrow? I've been planning on doing something like this anyway. So, Jim, thank you for the question, and I'll do a video on like diet and all things that you can do to like help repair your liver tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you, my friend. Daffy 1990 tapering down just made me want to drink more. LOL, but it helps. Connie, finding a passion is good advice, I've been told. Absolutely. Demina said, what's the name of a liver specialist so I can get a referral? I don't know where you live, my friend. That's something you're going to have to research on your own. Amit said, it's great that more and more young people are transitioning away from booze or completely avoiding it. Alcohol companies are panicking big time. This is very, very true. This right now, where we stand in the U.S., it's the lowest amount of consumption in 90 years. Uh, yeah, basically since Prohibition, this is the least amount of people drinking. Probable Thucker struggling hard. Not gonna lie, guys. 2 weeks ago, my dad had to pick me up from a local bud shop at 8 a.m. I was blackout drunk, passed out, and at least in front of at least 30 people. I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. Keep trying. That's all I can say. Just don't give up. Julie said, "What's your favorite podcast, book, or YouTube channel?" Um, I think probably my favorite podcast probably is the Sean Ryan Show at the moment. My favorite book is a book called Pillars of the Earth. And my favorite YouTube channel, that's a hard one. I'd have to say one of my favorites is Outdoor Boys. Do you know that channel, Slayer? I love that show, man. It's just so wholesome, and he's always doing stuff with his kids. I love that show. That and Camping with Steve. I watch that all the time. Hunker Down, and I watch a lot of YouTubers, man. But that's my favorites right there. Thank you, Only Me OG. J-Proc said, "Then men I meant." Okay. Russian said, "Thanks, guys. Yeah, taking lithium for a severe hangover or being in a hospital is not fun. Good luck to everyone in the chat with this deadly disease." Thank you, Russian. Mr. Chambers, what I've realized is that I'm addicted to relief, not alcohol. I'm trying to stay sober, but sobriety just feels uncomfortable a lot of times. I know what you mean. It's hard to sit in your own skin, especially when you haven't done it for a long, long, long time. Studio, you want to read that one?
August 2021. Gotta laugh to keep from crying. Yeah, I mean, that's good. Brain Donkey says the hardest part for me is how my drinking gets tied to my nostalgia from the past. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to make a whole video on that, Brain Donkey. Nostalgia, man. I've gotten tricked by the nostalgia so many times. I'm sure you have too, man. Yeah, at one time.
Had a really good day, and if I could just go back to that day, but it never works that way because as soon as once you've gotten to this place where you're just used to being slosh drunk all the time, that's where you want to be. No, you can't go back. But
DR hangovers at 40 is pretty much hang on to life. Yeah. Studio says nostalgia. Yes, that gets me every single time, man. Every single time. Lord of the Edge Lords. That's a beautiful name. Yes, it's been good for me. I picked up plenty. Oh, gotcha. Birdie says I started drinking at the age of 12, fun at first, and then addicted. It seems like the younger that we start, the more chance that you might get addicted to it. Mr. Chambers, even the non-alcoholic beers will eventually make most people start up again. Yeah, I don't drink any non-alcoholic anything.
give people those non-alcoholic beers, it is like you're asking for it. You start drinking those, you get that taste, but you're not getting the feeling. And I'm gonna tell you something really quick while we're on here. There was a time where I slammed a six pack of NA beers, and I hadn't drank in like a week, and I caught a little bit of a buzz off of that. Yeah, like I could feel a little bit of something from chugging all those beers because they have a little teeny tiny bit of alcohol in 'em. Unless it's a 0.0 like Heineken, there's a small amount in there. So if you're getting a percent, half a percent, you slam a six pack really fast, you can potentially feel a little bit of something. And then that's when you're already like, I'm going to the store. I'm just going to go get a bottle of liquor. Trinka said, "Remember, you can never touch another alcoholic drink." Yep. Nick said, "Tapering down turned into week-long binges every time, probably 100 times." Jim said, "Awesome. Thanks, LD." Connie said, "LD saw something on YouTube the other day and it ranked Popov the second and worst vodka made as far as toxins. I used to drink that trash." It doesn't surprise you one bit. Just one thing I noticed is that when I really got deep in my alcoholism, I didn't care about drinking the good stuff anymore. I just wanted the cheapest vodka I get my hands on, which was all the way at the bottom in the plastic bottles. And when I started drinking that crap vodka, I had the worst hangovers every single day. It's just full of garbage and they don't filter it out. But you know what? I couldn't afford to drink a half gallon of Tito's every single day. I just couldn't afford it anymore. So I had to move into the Popov. Raphael said, hello, LD. Did you suffer from GERD when you were in active addiction? Yes, absolutely did. Prabal Fuker said, you guys give me strength. God bless all. Thank you so much. Anton, like Sarah said, drink should have a poison sign on it. Top man. Absolutely. Hot Penny, love outdoor boys. Yeah, me too. Out of the dark sobriety, thank you both for taking time to do this. My dog is going bonkers. I guess I need to get her some exercise. God bless. Go have fun out of the dark sobriety. That's so awesome. And I love hearing that you got yourself a pet. Just like right now, you've got to take the dog outside and it keeps you from drinking or using. So have fun, my friend. Thank you for being here. You want to read Erica?
I didn't have severe withdrawal. So that's awesome, Erica. Julie says Outdoor Boys is great. One of my family's favorites. Also, I think we watched every one. Yeah, they're great, man. They just make you feel cozy. Pratt says, guys, anyone got any online sober communities which I could join? Uh, I mean, there's this one right here. Uh, no, I can't. Me neither. Kalopakis says, hi, what's going on, man? Vincent says, I live in Belgium where beer is a national symbol. The other day at a party, a family member asked, oh, you don't want to drink. What's wrong?
Where you're around other people that are drinking. They're like, man, you're not drinking. And then you start explaining yourself and why you're not. Next thing you know, misery loves company. And before you know it, oh, you can have a drink. One beer's not going to hurt. Come on, man. Just have a beer with us. You're partying with us today. Just have a beer. What are you, a wimp or something? And before you know it, you get that one drink and it is over. Yeah. And then some other places. Renee said, two guys in one setting. Two great guys in one setting. Thank you, Renee. I'll go ahead and keep reading Slayer. Connie, I used to drink Pop Pop too. Yuck. Patrick, tequila shots and lots of beer give me a hangover for at least 3 days. Yeah. Connie said, Tito's is bad too. It's the number one on that 10 list. GERD sounds like pancreas. Wolfdom said, going to Hawaii and staying sober. That's awesome. Studio, yep. Cheapest rum and vodka in the 1.5 liters, 2 a week. Wow. Trinka, Vincent, I'm from Belgium too. That's cool. You want to read Specialed?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same. Um, Linda says, hi, what's up? Mrs. Beats. Hey to my two favorite sober creators. What's going on, Mrs. BC? Tracy, sorry for your relapse, Slayer. Your struggle to get sober again did help me stay sober. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah, of course. I've shared my whole journey. I've shared multiple relapses on my channel. Lord of the Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Lord of the Edgelords, being an alcoholic is almost a rite of passage in England. I loved being there, but I'm glad I left. Yeah, right. We almost take it as like a badge of honor.
But I'm tapering down slowly. Glad to see you two together on live. That's awesome. Thank you so much, that guy. Do you take the strips The Suboxone strips, I've heard those are, like, horrible for your teeth, like, a lot of people have had, teeth loss because of Suboxone. Clarafin said, "Sober in Paris, hi, everyone." What's up, Clara? Daffy 1990, have you ever been banned from any bars, walked into one once, and they said, "Nope, not serving you, and you need to leave." Can't remember what I did. Yeah, I've been banned from bars too. Yes, I have. Tracy said, "Also, LD, thanks for sharing that. The high isn't what it used to be, and that it won't be that way again. That helped too." You're so welcome, my friend. Regent Spark, LD, when you were admitted to the hospital the second time with pancreatitis and decompensated cirrhosis, supposedly after 4 months of abstinence, are you sure this wasn't due to a secret relapse? Yeah, it was all relapse. That's what I've been hiding it from you guys this whole time. No, I have not relapsed. And I've said this over and over and over again. 4 years in May. I have not had a sip since then. Since it was May of 2022 was the last time I had a drink. I just got sick again. My pancreas, I had blockages in my pancreatic duct that they weren't aware of because I hadn't spoken to any specialists at that point. I went to my local hospital when all that stuff happened the first go round, and that's when I was hospitalized, pancreatitis. They found out that I had cirrhosis, all that stuff, and but they didn't do any deep dives into it. It wasn't until I got sick the second time that I ended up in the hospital in Columbia, South Carolina, and then I got sent to these specialists, and that's when they found out that I had blood clots in my tips and all that stuff. That guy 1973 said, "Yes, I do. I haven't had any issues with my teeth so far, but I do want to be off of them. They are a pain to have to take every day and taste horrible." I bet so, man. You want to read Douglas? Like blackout drunk. They were walking around like zombies because it all started because that Four Loco. Remember, they changed the way that their recipe because it used to have like caffeine and taurine and all this stuff in there. It was like an energy drink with alcohol. And man, I would slam like three of those watermelon Four Locos, and it was off to the races after that, man. If I couldn't get my hands on liquor, I bought Four Locos because they were like 14% alcohol or something like that. It was ridiculous. Another thing too, and I've spoken about this, you know those Mike's Hard Lemonades? Man, I used to buy the Mike's Harder Lemonades. So I used to buy those. I'd buy like 4 of them because they were like 2 for $3. I'd buy 4 of them. I'd come home. That was my mixer for my vodka, dude. I swear, man. I was mixing a 14 or 13% alcohol percentage drink with vodka because I wanted to blast off. I just wanted to get as drunk as I possibly could, as fast as I possibly could every single day. Oh, heck yeah, man. Yep. Take a couple shots and then shotgun a beer really fast.
Product, which is acetaldehyde. This can hit pretty much any area of the body. Yeah, isn't like alcohol now one of the leading causes of cancer? Isn't that true? Uh, it's for you, man.
So I got absolutely burnt out. I had been burnt out for years, overworked. I was in the restaurant industry for almost 30 years, and it's a tough business to be in. I mean, it just really is. I was never around my children, never around my family. That life is way behind me. If I ever go back to work or anything ever again, it will not be as a chef. I just can't go back to that lifestyle. I love cooking. I love being around the people, but the hours and the life. It sucks, and it's too much of a trigger for me. I would probably go back to drinking if I went back to that life. Trinka said 4 years LD, that is great. Thank you, Trinka. Sanson said, "I quit drinking 4 months ago and started eating. I stopped eating, and now I can stop watching." Oh, now I can't stop watching corn. I got you. Um, I've never had a problem with that, so I would just say maybe turn don't try your best not to get on it. I really don't have much advice for that. I just don't, I don't really know what to say other than can you put some kind of like blocker on your phone that you can't access those kinds of websites or something? Maybe having a VPN on your phone or something. I'm not sure. But I would try to find a way to block it from you having access. Rick Sazama said, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Rick?" Jackie, hey there, Chef and Slayer. It's Jackie from Las Cruces. What's up, Jackie? Thank you so much for being here today. I haven't seen you in a while. Anton, I got alcohol related brain damage due to drinking. I'm so sorry, my friend. You want to read Shannon, dude? Yeah. Oh my gosh. You're drinking malt liquor. That stuff's malt liquor, man. Yeah.
Hot Penny 5 years ago, I gave a urine after Four Loco came up positive for alcohol, crystal meth, and angel dust. That's wild. Stephanie Slayer digging the hair. Thank you, Stephanie. Trinka says I used to buy the cheapest vodka and whiskey I could find, and it was so bad. Yeah, I would buy like Barton's. I didn't really go for the pop off. I'd go with like Barton's vodka and like the cheap Canadian whiskey, which is just so disgusting. Oh my god. Oh, for now.
Right when quit drinking, they were trying to make New Amsterdam like a middle shelf liquor. And I was like, get the heck out of here. That stuff is trash, man. You ever no. You ever have New Amsterdam's gin? Um, it tasted like Pine Sol, like floor cleaner is what it tasted like. It was so nasty. Rick said 11 minutes on a Stairmaster right now, over 2 years sober. Let's get it. Absolutely, Rick. That is awesome. You get that workout in, my friend. Miss Beastie said your hair looks great. Man, you're getting a lot of compliments on that hair today, man. That's what's up. Why'd you cut the hair, dude? Yeah, I feel you. Lord Javed Lord said Four Loko was banned for sale on military bases for a long time because so many troops were getting alcohol poisoning. Yep. It has only just recently started being sold again because they changed it. Yeah, there's no more caffeine and stuff there anymore. Jordan said this is a oh go ahead. Go ahead. You read that. Thank you, my friend. Ugh, that stuff is so nasty. One of my friends that was a chef used to buy 211s. You know what that is? Steel Reserve, man. Yeah, it was like 4.95 for a 12 pack of Steel. Oh my gosh, I drank those things. You could get the 22-ounce Steel Reserves for like $1. You know? Yeah, they're high. Yeah, and nasty
For sure. Uh, Rick says, I'm a chef for Compass Group. It's so much better. You can't drink because you cook for factory workers for the hours are better. The pay is better and you get weekends and holidays off. Yeah, as a lot of you guys know, I mean, LD is a professional chef, man. I worked in restaurants a couple times. And the couple times that I did work in restaurants, everybody there was an alcoholic or drug user.
And I went and interviewed there, and they offered me really good money. It just there was too much going on. I interviewed Compass at a college, and there was like 5 different restaurants that I would have had to manage. There was like a little like hot dog stand and a little like snack stand, and then they had like a little soft pretzel and then a pizza. There was like so much going on. I just decided not to go with it. But I didn't realize that you got weekends and all that stuff off. That's pretty awesome. Kalaka Fist said, "Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your videos and what you do, LD. You're so welcome, and thank you so much for being here." Angie, what's up? Hey, and Slayer, great to watch. Thank you so much, my friend. Life now. Hey, brother, what's up? Life is now. I am here. Happy to see you. Well, thank you so much for being here. And San said, "Thanks for answering my question." Miss Beastie said, "This is like Batman and Robin. Question is, who's Batman and who's Robin?" All right, I'll be Batman. I'll do it. I'll be Batman. I'm just kidding. Zepatore said, "I quit 7-0 tablets around the time my dad stopped drinking this year, early January. He was getting whatever the crystals were called that grow around bones from sugar. That's gout, and that's something I've dealt with. It is absolutely horrible." Michael said, "Hi, what's up, Michael? You want to read Ryan Smith music and the rest of those, dude?" Ryan Smith music. I used to beer bong, steel reserve, buck a fade. We used to say. I'll keep going. Connie said, "I spent more on my cigarettes and juice than I did on my vodka." I know I've talked about how I'd go to the liquor store and then I had to go to the gas station and I had to buy my alcohol, my mixer, my smokes, and I had to get at least 2 packs because I was not going home and running out of cigarettes in the middle of the night. So I always had to have backup. I'd spend $50 at the gas station on supplies to go with my alcohol. You know where we're at now? We're at J Prox. Two.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean, J Prox. That's like me with what is this cinnamon liquor again? Fireball. Like Fireball, I'm so used to drinking like 100 proof whiskey that Fireball was like nothing to me. Like I could drink a whole bottle of Fireball and be coherent. I'd be okay.
Be able to smell it. That and peppermint schnapps. I would buy little shooters of peppermint schnapps and hit them, and I'd walk right in and talk to people, reeking of liquor, thinking I just smell like mint right now or toothpaste or something. So stupid. That's what's up.
Say, didn't Slayer like that 100% proof Southern Comfort vodka? Did you also always feel that vodka made you more dangerously drunk than say Jim Beam and Coke? So Southern Comfort's actually a whiskey, MS. But yeah, that was my drink of choice, and yeah, man. Anything that's 100 proof is gonna make you act like a fucking nutcase, you know. Excuse my language. Sorry. Julie says my brother made a few drinks with the cheapest vodka once. I was unaware it was caused worse hangovers. I could not believe how bad I felt the next morning. I really thought it might be over. Yep, we've been there before.
I don't want to hold him up too much longer today, so we've got about 6 minutes left on this live, and then we're going to be getting off. So if we don't make it to all of your comments or questions, I apologize, but I just want to go ahead and give you guys a warning that we're going to be hopping off here in about 6 minutes. So Slayer's got some stuff he's got to do this afternoon, so he's got to go to work, so we got to get off of here. But Uh, Trinka said, "Now my love of cooking and baking is back. I truly love to eat, like to eat good food. That's so awesome, especially in this world with processed foods. Cooking your own food is truly the way to go. Absolutely. Shannon, you know what's crazy? In Missouri, you can get liquor at the gas station. LOL. I didn't mean to make it more than one stop. Did not know that. You have to go to an ABC store here in South Carolina, and they're only open Monday through Saturday, like 9 to 7. Connie said Fireball is evil and should be destroyed. Absolutely. Lazel said Fireball is more of a wake up drink. I used to carry that stuff around. I would drink Fireball hot. Even thinking about that makes me want to puke, man. It's so gross. If that's all I had was hot Fireball, guess what I'm drinking? Hot Fireball. If all I have is hot beer, I'm drinking hot beer. Steffi said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, dude." One time, actually, this happened to me more than once. Because I always used to have to break off from work because, like I said, our liquor store is closed at 7 o'clock in South Carolina. So when I was a chef, I had to come up with a reason to leave. So I needed to go get squash or olive oil or whatever. I'd run to the liquor store real quick in the middle of the day, and I came back and I leave the vodka bottle in my Jeep. A couple of times, I left that bottle sitting on the baby seat, and my child. Can you hear me? Okay, it's my glasses just went dead, that's what happened. But, yeah, man, the bottle because it was the middle of summertime, the bottle got so hot that the bottle blew up, and there was glass everywhere, vodka everywhere, it was so nasty. Yeah, man, because it was a full bottle, had never been cracked, it was sitting in my Jeep, and I guess it got so hot that the bottle expanded and it blew up. And that happened to me more than once, man, like multiple times. Stephanie said, "I realize now my parents drank so much whiskey because they are Fork, Wisconsin. Yikes, Wisconsin, terrible binge drinking reputation." Michael said, "Rumplemint's was my jam." Oh, she said from. I got you now. Tim said, "Enjoying the stream, guys." Thank you, Tim. Stephanie said, "Yes, great live." Thank you, Stephanie. User said, "Two of my favorite people together. What a blessing." Thank you. You want to read J Prox?
Contacted on YouTube. I apologize. No, no worries, J Prox. Vincent says, "Did you have a short story of witnessing another person with AUD right in front of you, like in a liquor store, and how did you make you feel?" Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've noticed that stuff. Sometimes when I go into the grocery store and shop, I'll walk by like the wine and spirits, and I'll see people over there, right? And most of them look miserable. Uh, DRH says, "Glad I caught the live, fellas. Studio Fireball, by the way, isn't even 100% whiskey, just whiskey flavored." Um, Lord of the Edge Lords, thanks for putting up the content, guys. I just discovered Slayer's content, so now I have more sobriety fuel to listen to. Thanks. Stephanie says, "I can hear you." Uh, Carly says, "Then there was Jaeger." Yeah, I have a lot of bad memories with Jaeger too, man. Guinness and Jaeger. Eric, nice.
I know that could happen. Julie, hot fireball sounds like I'd warm up for real. You're not kidding. How did you deal with gout? It's horrible pain. Um, Advil. This was back when I was a drinker, but I would just eat Advil. I can't take Advil anymore because it causes stomach bleeding and all that stuff. But I can't take any over the counter pain medication anymore. But that's how I would deal with it back. And that didn't really even do much. I couldn't walk. I had to put on one of those like foot casts, you know what I'm talking about? Like the one that has like Velcro and stuff, one of those boots. I had to wear one of those boots because I could not walk. My foot would swell up so much, couldn't even put it in my shoe anymore. It was horrible. Cotton Eye Joe said your videos help me every day, 60 days, 67 days sober. Thanks, man. Absolutely. Hope you guys have more lives together. Thank you, Belinda. We're planning on it. We're gonna be doing these probably once a week, once every other week. We haven't decided exactly how often we're gonna do it, but we're planning on doing this more now. And we're also talking about maybe inviting some other people onto a chat. Although I don't think that you can have more than one at a time, but we can probably figure something out with Zoom or something like that. There's other avenues that we can go down. Can people with cirrhosis still hold down a full-time job or no? It depends on your situation. I would say, yeah, absolutely. It just depends on your health and what's going on with you, how far along the cirrhosis is, all that. Stephanie said, "Do you still get gout?" Yes, I do, unfortunately, still. Not as much as I did back then, but sometimes, yes. And Julie said, "Suspect a crab." Yes, it was for me for sure, debilitating. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, guys, we are at an hour and a half, and I think this has been a great live, and I think since we're here, I think it's time to go ahead and call this one a day. I want to thank everybody for being here. I truly do appreciate everybody hopping on and spending Saturday with us, their Saturday afternoon. I really do appreciate it. You guys could be doing a million other things, but you're here hanging out with us, and I really do appreciate it. Slayer, you want to throw anything in there?
Once every other week. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, man, I think we'll probably eventually have guests on. And yeah, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys being here with us. And yeah, man, that's about it.
Soon as we get off of here today, for any of you guys that just hopped on at the end or whatever, this is going to get posted on my channel so you can go back and watch the whole thing. It'll be up on there. So don't feel like you missed anything. You'll be able to go back and start from the very beginning and watch it. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that was here today. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I really, really do. And I want to tell you, thank you, Slayer, for being here and being my friend and doing this with me, man. I really do appreciate it.
Years ago, man. One of us reached out to each other. We talked on the phone. We ended up making the first video together, and we've been doing this ever since. We've been really close friends ever since. And yeah, it's just a really neat thing to be part of. So thank you guys.
Video together, and we've been friends ever since, and we talk on the phone probably at least once a week. I mean, we talk often. So it is, and we're gonna continue to do these. Once again, this is gonna get posted on the channel, so if you just hopped on at the end, don't worry. As soon as we get off, it will get posted, and you can go back to the very beginning and watch this or watch whatever part that you missed out on. So, once again, thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm gonna go in here and go and get my kids some lunch, and thank you so much for being here, Slayer. I really do appreciate it. Have fun at work today, man, and all of you all have a wonderful sober Saturday. Remember that one drink is not worth it. It truly is not. That one drink always leads to 100. Just stay sober today, guys. One more day. We'll worry about tomorrow when it gets here. See you guys later. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.